Tonight, police are still searching for 3 gunmen who fired 50 bullets.
And 2 members of Congress are joining local leaders in demanding improved security at the apartment community that years ago was plagued with violent crime. Tarek Miner is taking a closer look at that. But we begin our coverage with Channel 4's Francesca Amaker, who's live on the west side, where she spoke to residents. Fran, what are they telling you their community needs for them to feel safer?
Well, first and foremost, Mary, you know, the people who I spoke with at Eureka Gardens say they are fed up, they're frustrated, and this didn't need to happen. This shouldn't have happened. I mean, the women I was speaking to said this could have been their own family members, and someone could have died here. Now, tonight, I did speak with them about what they feel the community is missing and what they say this community needs for things like this to not happen again. Crime scene tape, a shot-up vehicle, and just one of the multiple ambulances used to take victims to the hospital. This is just the aftermath of a mass shooting that took place here at Eureka Gardens early Monday morning, the first major shooting in the last 2 years.
Well, Francesca, it was about 100 rounds of ammunition, and I ran in the hall and was praying, saying, Lord, just shield me.
Just a few months ago, Mona Lisa Arnold took us into her home and told us the only way she could sleep in peace was in the hallway where the bullets couldn't hit her. Today, after 7 people were injured, 2 of them critical, we're speaking to her again. And this time she says enough is enough.
We have children, you know, and they don't have no remorse for the children, the elderly, the disabled people, you know, no one.
Sometimes we see kids out here, they go to run around and they have to run for cover because all the domestic out here, and they go through a lot. These kids go through a lot.
Darlene Ball also lives in the complex. She says at this point the complex needs more security, one way in and one way out, and more activities for children.
A pool, more recreation. They were innocent people on that porch, and these flying bullets don't know nobody. Bullets don't have no name. It could have went in my daughter's house. It could have went in any neighbor house. We don't know. So I hope and pray that they will stop this violence.
Until then, Mona Lisa Arnold plans to do what she can for the children who don't have a voice. She's collecting items to pass out to children on Thursday to help them go back to school and forget about the crime in their backyard.
What do you have
to say to the 3 people who police are looking for right now? The 3 people who fired those bullets, what do you have to say, Mona Lisa?
The Lord ain't pleased with you, and you is a law of reciprocity, and you will reap what you sow.
And look, I know this sounds cliche, but seriously, I mean, think about the children. These children actually begin school in 1 week. Now, again, if you want to get involved and help donate school supplies to Mona Lisa and this Eureka Gardens community, you are urged to get in touch with her. I've placed her information on News4Jax. Also, if you'd like to donate directly and give it to Mona Lisa, I've placed her number there as well. And if you know anything about the shooting that took place at Eureka Gardens, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-866-845-TIPS. We're now live at JSO headquarters. Francesca Amaker, Channel 4, the local station.
I-Team investigator Tarek Miner has been digging into the history of violent crime there and what has been done to make Eureka Gardens safer. Tarek?
Well, Todd, the religious community joined forces with police in the late 2000s to curb violent crime, specifically in Eureka Gardens. They were able to help reduce the crime rate drastically, and many wonder now if more needs to be done again. Long before Monday morning's shooting of 7 people at Eureka Gardens, the federally subsidized housing complex had a reputation as Jacksonville's epicenter for crime. Between 2007 and 2014, 17 people were murdered here.
I just want my friend back.
Including this woman's friend, 22-year-old Antonio Creech, who was shot dead in 2007 while he was visiting a relative who lived at the complex. Police say Creech was the victim of a robbery. The mother of these 5 young children, Marissa Kelly, was also shot in the same year when she went to her house to get her children winter clothes. Their own father was charged with the murder. In fact, in the year 2007 alone, 8 people were killed in this community. Memorials and candlelight vigils were all too familiar here.
Instead of deploying police officers, we're going to deploy pastors.
News4Jax was there when crime prevention efforts by Pastor Griffin were launched. It was called Project Crime. They went door to door talking with families. They initiated a gun buyback program and a neighborhood watch, and they tried to get the children involved in church. The following year, in 2008, there were no homicides, but then in 2009, there were 2. In 2010, 3 homicides, and in 2011, 1. 2 murders at Eureka Gardens were tied to gang violence in 2014. The same year, 15-year-old DeMontre Franklin was shot in the back and killed while going to meet a friend. To this date, his murder remains unsolved. Now, HUD was already scheduled to be at the property next Monday to meet with tenants about their complaints of deplorable living conditions. Tenants are now also expected to express their concerns for the safety of their families. Tom?